Initial thoughts on the game, then we'll turn it over for questions after.
Well, first of all, a big thank you to a fantastic crowd here in Portland. That was wonderful to experience, and the players were all curious how it will be, and they lived up to the expectations, so thanks to the crowd here. We took it seriously, and we mentioned that before, yesterday and the last couple of days, and the team was very focused and wanted to get the goals, and they did, and therefore we are very satisfied with the result.
First question here on the right.
Hi, Jurgen. As a former striker yourself, how meaningful are these goals for Wando, or given the opponents, is that a little bit diluted?
No, I think, a goal scorer, always comes out in the moments where, he realizes the extra work will pay off, and I think it pays off for Wando that is so dedicated and so such a great attitude that, he scored his first one the other day in San Diego and followed up none with the next ones. That's what a goal scorer is about. Always hungry, never kind of let a chance slip away, and that makes us coaches happy, obviously. And he builds his own case.
Did you sense that he was frustrated?
No, I never saw him frustrated. It was always just hard-working attitude, always giving everything he has, and it's just a joy to work with him.
Back, Grant.
Congratulations on the win, Jurgen. What went into your decision to start Wondolowski instead of Gomez or some other forward tonight?
Well, the decision now to start, actually Guc and Herc were based on the fact that they had, knee issues in the past, and we didn't want to risk anything on the turf field. So the same with Stuart Holden. We said, if we need you, come off the bench. When things maybe open up a little bit. So that's what was our concern. And there's always, situations when one is not kind of starting the game, the other one has the opportunity. And I think Wando realizes every minute I'm on the field, I have an opportunity. So I better take it, and he did very well.
Jurgen, you controlled the game from the start and had possession from the start, but during the first phase of the game, the ball movement seemed a little slow, and as the game developed, that changed. And was that something that at halftime you made adjustments and talked about, or was that just an adjustment that took time for the players to come up with on the field?
Well, I think it's just a normal development of a game. When you play a team that is with 10 players behind the ball, it will take time to open up space there. In the beginning they're fresh, they are energetic, they are enthusiastic to play this tournament, and so they close every little space they see. So it takes patience. It always takes patience, and it will be in many other games the same way. So we gotta just keep the ball moving around. We gotta move off the ball fast and efficient. And I think once you get a bit of a rhythm, and then you score the first goal, then things open up a little bit, and eventually you will break them down. So it's always a game of patience. And so it was not surprising that it took the first half an hour to kind of grind it a bit.
You've got now 12 goals in your last 2 games, and I know that might be a product of the opponents you're facing, but are you finding that with this group you're able to sort of employ a little bit more of the attacking mentality that you talked about when you first came in that maybe you weren't able to do in qualifying as far as possession, ball movement, those kinds of things?
Well, it's a constant work. It is, we want to push the game higher up in the opponent's half whenever possible, even if we play the big nations. And so we're working every time we get together. We're working on those principles. We want to find, the strikers, the attacking midfielders fast, early enough, playing out of the back. I think, independent now if it was Guatemala in an off season or now Belize that, surprised everybody coming into the Gold Cup, you have to always follow those principles, and work on them, and I think the players understand more and more how we want to build up, the movement of the ball in midfield, and that the strikers up front have to do the same type of work. So it's a consistent work, and it will continue. And we're just trying to improve every time we are together.
Pero pues es un proceso y es parte del trabajo que venimos desarrollando. All right, in the interest of getting you guys time with the players, we'll make this the last question.
Hey Jurgen, for some of the more inexperienced players, such as maybe Jack McInerney, what's the right balance between getting them experience in, obviously with training and in the environment, but also throwing them out into games against, you know, real opponents, so to speak? What's kind of the right balance there, and how do you expect to see that play out as the tournament progresses?
Well, I think for a player like Jack right now, it's a tremendous learning curve. You know, to train every day with these guys, you know, and to see, you know, okay, this is my club level and this is the national team. So he's coming along. We were happy with him. We see his talent, and he's getting more confident every time, you know, he's getting on the practice field. Now in the Gold Cup, it's a bit tricky because we can only sub 3 guys. You know, it would have been easier, maybe 2 or 3 preparation games. Then you throw him in there to get a couple of minutes in, it's no problem. But now with the rules, you know, only having 3, you know, want to make sure that you make the right ones then, based on what you see really in training as well. But he's on a good path.